What if it was possible to have local, fresh groceries delivered right to your door? Think of all the free time you'd have. Well, Instacart gives unlimited grocery delivery for one low monthly fee. Forgot that special ingredient in your favorite dish? Instacart can deliver it to your front door in as fast as 1 hour. You can shop multiple stores, see deals in your area, and save time and money. I've been using Instacart for over 3 years. I started using them in Arizona, and I'm using them here in Florida. I love the time-saving convenience. They pick the freshest products, and they keep my eggs safe too. To receive your first delivery free, follow the link in the show notes so that Instacart knows that we sent you and to help support the show. Instacart. Never step foot in a grocery store again.
Right.
Welcome to Empowered Within, a soul-quenching, transformational podcast that will set your soul on fire through candid and inspiring conversations. Leading experts, celebrities, healers, and I share our journeys of how we've overcome challenges to living an empowered life from within. I'm your host, Jennifer Pilates. Welcome to another episode of Empowered Within. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode. I am honored to have on the show today with me Douglas Hopson, author of The Untold Secret. Welcome to the show, Douglas.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Ms. Pilates.
Oh, you are so welcome. And first and foremost, congratulations on your bestseller status.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a journey, but we made it.
Oh, this is so exciting. You know, you're reaching for the stars and you're making it happen. I am so happy for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh, so tell us, we must know, Douglas, what is The Untold Secret?
The Untold Secret is my life story of me overcoming child abuse and child molestation by two of the people that I loved the most, which were my uncle and my mother, and how I was able to overcome that, now being able to bless other people to come out and teach them and coach them in the coming out of their traumatic experiences and being atmosphere shifters and life changers.
So powerful and so amazing, and something that our world needs so desperately right now.
Definitely.
Oh my goodness. So tell me, because you know, I read your book, and not only did I read it in 2 hours. I couldn't put it down. It was so amazing. And at the end of the book, I sat there and said, where's the next book?
But the next book is being developed now. It is a spinoff of The Untold Secret. It's going to be called Sleeping with Delilah.
Ooh.
Sleeping with Delilah. It is a tale of a woman who tried to destroy her husband with lies, and she found out her plot did not work.
Okay, so now does it go into fiction in this book, or is this based on true life events as well?
This is based on true life events as well. It is the story of my supposedly ex-wife who basically tried to destroy my character and my integrity with some lies that she posted via internet, and the lies did not work, and I am here doing what I do now. God
bless you. Well, I'm speechless. I can't wait to read this book either.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, what a follow-up. Wow. So in The Untold Secret, you mentioned that, yes, unfortunately, you know, it was your mother and your mother and uncle who were abusing you.
Yes.
Have you, after the fact, ever spoken to or had any relationship with them after?
Yes, actually, I did. My uncle is now deceased, and we just got word 2 days ago that my mother is on a respirator with COVID-19, and it's not looking well. But I have not had a good relationship with my mom, only because I wanted to keep my mind sane and things of that nature. So, you know, I really don't have a relationship with my mom. Even though I have forgiven her, I still choose not to have a relationship for those reasons.
Of course, that's completely understandable. I'm so sorry to hear that your mom has fallen ill. And, of course, our prayers are with her and with your family.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And, in one area of your book, you write, forgiveness is the only solution. We have to remember that forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for us. Have you truly come to that place where you say, okay, I've forgiven my mom, I've forgiven my uncle, and everyone in between that was a part? Because this was a long journey for you from the time, basically like 3 to 11 years old. It was very tumultuous for you.
Yes, ma'am. I have. Being able to forgive was actually a part of me being able to write the book. I believe forgiveness is the key to anybody who has been through any sort of circumstance, situation that has been adverse and really life altering for them. Forgiveness, again, is not for them. It's not for the other person. It's for them. Because that other person who's done what they've done to you is walking around free like nothing's ever happened, and we're walking around with unforgiveness, bitterness, anger, frustration, and it causes health issues. It causes us not to be as successful as we can be. Being able to forgive has now opened the door for my businesses to thrive, for the book to be written, and for my marriage to be the best marriage ever.
Which is amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
On everything. So was it how did you come to that place that you said, okay, I'm ready to write my story and share and help others? Because that's hard in itself. And your book is written in an incredibly therapeutic way that I feel could really, help so many other people.
Thank you. I came to that point when I looked myself in the mirror and I was not happy with who I was. I was not happy with my businesses not thriving. My marriage, even in the beginning, was very rocky because I still had hatred in my heart for women because of what my mother did. But when I looked in the mirror and I was not happy, and I looked at my wife one day and said, I need to be the best husband I can be to you. And I said, the only way I can do that is to forgive my mother. And at that point, I went into my prayer closet and I asked God, I said, God, I need you to forgive me. And I spoke my mother's name out loud and I said, I forgive you. And that day I felt a weight lift off of my shoulder, off of my mind, off of my heart. I was able to breathe better. And I was able to live. I was finally able to live and not just exist. And so that's how I came to that point. And to this day, I'm very grateful that God put me in that position to be able to forgive.
To be able to forgive and bring your story to life to help so many and help yourself at the same time is truly such a grateful blessing of a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I truly believe that forgiveness, again, it does so much for a person because I know it done a lot for me. It really, my 4 businesses, I own a trucking company, a security company, I own a publishing company, and now my book. My security company was not doing well. And the day I forgave, the next day I got a big contract. And I truly believe that was because of the forgiveness. I truly believe that.
100%. When we hold on to something so tightly, we're strangling that energy. And the moment that we can release, energy flows and the universe and God can bring what is truly meant for your highest and best good, and truly has done this for you.
Amen. Amen to that. I truly believe that with all my heart.
Wow. So for those out there who may be in the very same situation that you were once, when you were a young boy, what would you say to them?
I would say, remember that it's not your fault. A lot of times perpetrators try to make the victim feel that it was their fault that things happen. In my case, I was beginning at 3 years old. I was innocent, did not know basically right from wrong, did not know what was going on. And I blamed myself for a long time. Well, maybe if I was a better kid, maybe if I got better grades, maybe if I didn't fight so much. that this wouldn't have happened to me, and the reality is it would have happened anyway. So we have to remember that it's not our fault, and you have to forgive yourself for blaming yourself for these things that happen. So that's what I would say to that person. It's not your fault.
Right.
Forgive and move on. God has something greater and bigger and better for you. You just have to reach out and grab it.
Right. Now, what about the person who may still be in the thralls of the situation, and they don't see that door? They don't know how to get out. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know what step to take. What would you say to that person? Are you ready to lose inches, increase strength, and tone your body from head to toe? Are you ready for a total body, mind, and spirit transformation? I am excited to announce that I am launching my exclusive 8-week Pilates Return to Life training program. This will give you an opportunity to have a total body, mind, and spirit transformation of health and wellness to a new lifestyle. Imagine in 7 days you will feel a difference, in 14 days you will see a difference, and in 8 weeks you will have your new Pilates body. So what do you say? Want to join me on the mat? Head over to jenniferpilates.com today. Space is limited. Use a special promo code EW and the word special, EW special, to receive $200 off while space is available. Head on over to jenniferpilates.com and I'll see you on the mat.
It is okay to be free. Sometimes we think that we have to come out of a situation to be free, but God will literally free you in the situation. And when that happens, your mindset changes. Your mindset goes from I can't get out to I'm going to find a way out. So we have to change our mindsets. We have to understand that even though we're going through something, God still loves us and he's in control because he knows us from the beginning to the end. He understood and knew that we were getting ready to go through this. But the key word is going through and making it out. You're going to make it out. You're going to come through. You're going to be the best person that you can be. You have to change your mindset and change the way you talk. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying I can't, say I can. So that's what I would say.
Right. And that's a powerful statement. I mean, literally, like tears in my eyes right now. We want people to know that there is help out there and that you are loved and you are enough and you are worthy to be walking on this planet.
That's right.
And to not be afraid to ask for help from God,
right.
from others. We want people to survive like you are, and we want them to know that it's possible. They are worthy of that.
Definitely.
There's another moment in your book where you described a memory and you wrote, I will always remember what my spirit told me when I died in the middle of the street. God has a plan for my life, and because of the hell you're facing right now, God will get the glory. That's a profound statement for a young boy to receive, to understand. Can you describe the impact that moment had on your life?
It finally allowed me to realize that I was not by myself. I felt like I was by myself for a long time because nobody believed that I was being molested. Nobody believed what was going on at home. And when God spoke that to me, that finally made me understand that I wasn't by myself. That there was light at the end of the tunnel. At this dark, gloomy tunnel, there was light. And I was striving to get to that light. I was striving for someone to believe what was going on. And that day, that's what it allowed me to know that, hey, something's getting ready to happen that's going to change your life.
Mm-hmm. And it took from about the time you were 3 to, wasn't it right around you were 11 or 12, that's mm-hmm. when this, amazing shift happened for you, where people truly heard your voice and said, we believe
yes.
you and you are going to be safe and okay.
Yes. My angel came, and his name was Michael. Michael came and rescued me from the things that I was going through. And, at that moment, I felt like I could fly. I felt that I could climb the highest mountain because my voice was finally being heard. And that's what I would tell anybody, that if you don't think people are hearing you, people don't see you, God's going to send someone to rescue you, and you're going to feel so free and lifted to where you think you can climb Mount Everest without a problem. And that's what happened with me.
And, something just struck me, and I can't believe I didn't think about it while I was reading your book. Michael came
Yes,
and saved you. And I'm sitting
yes,
here, and all of a sudden, I see Archangel Michael flash before my
yes,
eyes.
yes,
And I mean,
yes.
the goosebumps right now,
Yes,
Douglas, I'm like, oh my gosh, the correlation wasn't there. I was so deep into your story
yes,
until what you just spoke. I mean, that is
yes,
so powerful. So
yes,
powerful.
ma'am.
Another
Yes,
part,
indeed.
because I mean, your book is what's so great about your book, and you've mentioned it to me off air before, is that you've now had the opportunity, because it is so well written and it is therapeutic and it is and in some ways a teaching book, that you've been able to take it into school systems to help
Yes.
teachers. Yeah, can you tell our listeners about this?
Yeah, so my wife is actually a school teacher, and I had a meeting with her principal. So now they are making my company, the Untold Secret, a vendor for the school system, and they're going to implement my books for the special ed teachers and the regular teachers as well, uh, to know and read the book and study the warning signs of a troubled kid, and maybe that kid was not troubled. A lot of times, even with myself, I was labeled a bad kid because nobody knew what was going on at home. So now teachers are going to be able to read the book, look at the warning signs, and really maybe not label the child so quickly as a troubled kid, but now look at it and say, hey, something's going on at home. Because if a kid is acting out in school, 9 times out of 10, there's something at home that's going on that does is not right.
Right.
So that's where the book is going to be able to help teachers recognize warning signs and things like that.
Yeah, and you do a wonderful job. I wanted to credit you. In the back of your book, you list all the facts according to the National Council on Child Abuse and Family Violence, and you list the statistics of
Yes,
who
ma'am.
may be an abuser and the signs to look for. And you do such a great job. Again, one more reason that someone should go out and pick up the Untold Secret. And
Thank
let's
you.
let this not be a secret anymore, and let's help
Yes.
children around the world to not have to, fall victim to
Yes,
someone,
ma'am.
older than them. In your
Yes,
book,
ma'am.
you do write how survivors suffer from excuse me, I'll start again. In your book, you write how survivors like yourself who suffered from child abuse can struggle with unexplained anxiety, depression, and anger. What advice would you give to survivors needing help to overcome some of these same challenges that you've gone through?
Well, again, the first thing I would say is it's okay to be angry. Um, and learn how to channel your anger. When I realized that anger was a gift from God, and that I had to dedicate my anger back to Him, He then began to show me how to channel my anger in positive ways so it would not affect me in a negative way. Because the Bible says that you can be angry but sin not. So it's okay for you to be angry. It's okay for you to be so angry that you want to go pop balloons or punch walls. That's okay. But the key is how you handle it, and how you channel your anger is the key. Um, Anger can cause you to go to jail. I was in juvenile detention. It can cause you to sabotage relationships. So when I began to channel my anger, I didn't sabotage relationships anymore because of trust issues. And a lot of people who have faced molestation, abuse, rape, anything like that, they have trust issues as kids and as adults. So, you won't go through the self sabotaging. My thing was, I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me because I want to save my heart. And that caused me to sabotage great personal relationships, great business relationships. And I lost a lot of jobs because I was afraid of success. Because I always was told, you'll never be nothing. You're not going to be successful. Right now, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I hold a CDL, a commercial driver's license. I drive tractor trailer. They told me I would never ever succeed in doing that. So I did it, and I didn't do it for them. I did it to prove to myself that what they spoke about me was not true.
Right. And let's
So
not forget best-selling author.
yes, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Best-selling author. Yes, ma'am.
Let's not
Most
forget that.
definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Definitely not, because that is definitely well deserved to share this story. This, again, I can't, express enough to our listeners. This is just such an incredible story to envour and to know and to understand the transformation that people can make, that you have made, is so incredible. And you can take it one step further because you're leaving out some other big stuff. Let's talk about how you've become a minister and that process, and a life coach. I mean, you are a multi-passionate entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am. The life coaching and the ministering is basically a gift God given me to help other people because somebody helped me. The greatest gift for any life coach, for any pastor, any teacher, anybody who's in a leadership position, is to see their peers, their clients, their parishioners apply what the mentor has learned to their life and to be successful. I have a saying: a parasite once was in the mentor's hand, but a protege wants what the mentor has learned. And if we can have people that want to be proteges and want what we have learned and apply it to their life, that is the greatest gift anyone could ever ask for. So seeing people's lives change is my goal, is the key, and the reason why I do everything that I do. It's not about the money, it's not about the fame or fortune. It's seeing people's lives transform from a depressive person to a person now who can get on the stage in front of thousands of people and speak life to them. That's why I do what I do.
And it's wonderful that you do everything that you do. I mean, you bring so much light into this world that is so needed, especially in an area that has been very dark and for a long time really not talked about.
Right, right, right. And I think that's the thing with the book, and the other things that's going on with the book. I believe that this book will open the eyes to people who have swept this under the rug for so long. And there's so many people that suffer or have suffered from child abuse, child molestation. You'll be surprised at the people that when I'm on the street and I'm talking to them about my book, I get an email or I get a phone call 2 or 3 days later and say, "Hey, I just wanted to admit that I was abused too, and I never talked about it." Right. You would be surprised.
I know. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure you can remember. I mean, I don't think it was like 5 or not even 10 years ago when there was a lot that came out through the Catholic Church, and it was a big hoo-ha, and then all of a sudden, no one heard about it. It was gone.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think that is a. I'm going to call it cover up, because we don't want to face reality, and the reality is, and I did a blog about this not too long ago. The reality is the church covers it up because sex is the forbidden fruit of the church. The church teaches us how to get married; they don't teach us how to stay married.
Amen.
So they cover this up because it will expose the inadequacies of the church. And I believe if there was more transparency with the church, there will be less child molesters. There will be less people abused, because then I can go to the church, which is supposed to be a hospital. I can go to the church and say, "Hey, I need help. I'm having this feeling. I don't know how to deal with it." but yet we shun these people. We shun the people that come to us for help, and we talk about them instead of trying to help them.
Right. And I mean, so well, as the young boy, in your book, you talk about the foster's homes that you were in and out of, the institutions, the juvenile detention center, like you mentioned. I mean, you really went through the gamut of trying
Yes.
to, and even at moments, sabotage where you were so that you could go back to a place that you felt safe to avoid going, home.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm sure there's so many other people who have been in that situation, it's that self-sabotage that always comes up, and the mistrust and all of that. So again, I want to go back to a poignant aspect in your book where you wrote that you've come to the conclusion that things we go through in our childhood aren't our fault, but we suffer from what our parents do. And it is up to us when we become mature enough to make the choices to continue in the lifestyle or to come out and be healed, delivered, and set free from our past situations. After we become infected with certain situations, we then can become the cure to those situations. Wow.
Yes,
Wow. I mean, so when, again, going back to someone who is listening to this, is saying, okay, I want to get the book. I'm in this situation. I don't know, Douglas. I don't know that I can do what you did. I don't know what first step to take. What do you tell them?
Your first step is forgiveness. Your first step is to realize that you are greater than what your circumstance was. And I use the word was because it was a past circumstance. You are greater than what your circumstance was. And when you begin to realize that you are greater than what your circumstance was, then your mindset can change. But we first have to realize that we're greater than that. We're not that person that's depressed. We're not that person that used to be abused. Now we have the authority and the ability to take control over our life, and everything that we do, we now have control over it because that situation no longer controls us. We control it.
Very powerful statement. Very powerful. I just, again, goosebumps. And I know so many, it's just wonderful having this interview with you. Excuse me, because
Yes,
I know
ma'am.
that there are so, it's a hot topic. And I mean a hot topic because people don't talk about it. Yet
Right.
it's so prevalent out there.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
I know that through this, you're going to help so many people. So I'm going to say thank you for them. Just thank you for coming out and for writing your book and sharing your story. In looking back over your life, what one moment, Douglas, are you most proud of?
Becoming the better husband and marrying my wife. That is the most proud moment in my life. Keisha is truly sent from God. Truly sent from God. Keisha's my wife, and she's taught me how to love again. She's taught me how to be patient. She's taught me how that it's okay to have flaws. Because I was a perfectionist and I wanted everything to be perfect. Everything had to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met Keisha, she looked at me. She said, "You've been through so much." She said, "But I believe God has put me in your life to teach you that it's okay to be you." And I have since that day been Douglas. If you don't like me, I can't change your opinion about me, but I love me. And because I love me, there's nothing you can say or do to me that's going to change the fact that I love myself. So that was the aha moment, the moment that I am most proud of. The day I said I do, I became a better man.
Well, thank you to Keisha for coming into your life. Thank you to God for blessing you.
Yes.
Good things do come around. We have to, sometimes we've got to fight for them. And like you said, sometimes we've got to go through the darkness to find the light. And you are the blessing. What you experience will become a gift. You will become a hero to someone else because they will need what you have been through.
Amen.
Douglas,
Amen.
in all of this, and I feel now it's almost like you're being reborn again because you have 2 more books coming out. The Untold Secret we didn't even talk about is being made into a movie. I mean,
Yes.
can we talk about that just for one moment? Like, because that's really
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am, it is. I met two wonderful people by the name of Willie D. Burton. He is known for his attributes to Dreamgirls, The Green Mile, The Color Purple, Spider-Man, The Help. He's known for those movies, and a young lady by the name of Doris Douglas. Two producers out of Hollywood. Willie D. Burton is a two-time Academy Award winner. So he is my movie is actually his featured film in being an independent producer. So I am very grateful to those two people. We are actually in the process now of having the script written. So our writer is also a two-time Oscar winner for writing. So it's going to the big screen, prayerfully in 2022. It will be released to the general public in the movie theaters. So again, I am just the voice in the wilderness, and this movie is going to bless other people to be able to be themselves and be able to be free and be able to be okay with what happened, and hopefully use their story to bless others.
Congratulations. This is so
Thank
exciting.
you.
I am so happy for you. You deserve
Thank you.
all of the accolades that are coming to you. You have fought hard and you are sharing so much and being so authentic and vulnerable.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that.
So with all of this, Douglas, what would you like your legacy to be?
I want to be known as the voice in the wilderness to those who live in silence. That's all I want. That's all I want. I just want people to be able to be themselves and be free. That's all I want.
That is a beautiful legacy to have, and I know that you're going to have that. That
Yes,
was
ma'am.
amazing. Well, Douglas, again, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to read your book. You know, you were kind enough to send it to me before it was even published. I was honored for being here on the show, sharing your story. I thank you so much. It's been my honor to help give you a platform that we hopefully can share and touch people's lives and help.
Yes, ma'am. And I thank you for even considering to having me on your show. Thank you for reading the book. Your autographed copy is in the mail.
Oh, you are so kind.
So yes, ma'am, your autographed copy is in the mail. But I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to grace your platform. I don't take it for granted at all. I never take for granted those who show interest and we have become friends outside of Clubhouse, on Instagram and stuff like that. So I really, really appreciate you, and you're doing a wonderful thing, giving people platforms. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Douglas. Well, to continue this, yes, Douglas and I met on the Clubhouse app. I heard him on a stage. He barely spoke, and I said, I have to have him on my podcast. I must help him share his story. So we've become good friends, on and off air, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life, and I'm always here to help you and your family any way that I can.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Douglas,
thank you so much.
For our listeners who I know are going to want to reach out and find you, can you share with them where they can follow you, social media, wherever you want them to contact you, and where can they purchase your book, The Untold Secret?
Yes, ma'am. You can reach us on Facebook. You can look up the Untold Secret Ministries on Facebook. On Instagram, it is _Untold Secret. If you want an autographed copy of my book, you can go to my website, www.theuntoldSecretMinistry.com. You can purchase your autographed copy there. Or if you're a Kindle reader, I am actually giving away my Kindle for free right now. So if you go to Amazon.com, look up The Untold Secret by Douglas E. Hopson, and you have Kindle, you can download the Kindle version for free.
That is so generous of you, Douglas. Thank you so much. That's so wonderful.
Yes,
okay, listeners, go to Kindle. I'm telling you, you too. You will read this book so quickly. It is a page turner. You won't be able to put it down. So just set aside a couple of hours and, get to know Douglas even more.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you again, Douglas. Many blessings to you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Back to you.
And as we say, until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Empowered Within with Jennifer Pilates. Your feedback is important. It helps me to connect with you and gives me insight into who you are and what you're enjoying about the show. For today's show notes and discount codes from today's sponsors, head over to jenniferpilates.com. Until next time, may you live an empowered life from within.